So there we go.
Yeah, well, here we are. Welcome to another edition, Smash Ballers, to the Smash Dale Fantasy Football Show. Today we got none other than Buffalo Vikings or Bridesmaids GM John. What's going on?
How's it going?
What's happening?
Well, just working on my dark horse team,
Working on your dark horse team. Wow.
shooting for another second place. So we'll see how that ends up.
Shoot. Well,
The
that
other one,
indeed is something. At least you have a commitment objective. You can't be successful with anything unless you have a commitment objective. And a commitment objective is anything that moves the process forward.
yeah,
So if
you
you
gotta
say
commit.
my commitment objective is to get number two, that's a commitment objective. So you've got your plan set. So
There we go. Set the record for most second places. I challenge anyone to beat that. 6 out of 12.
well, you've already got the record. I don't think anybody's got more than two, and certainly not like two in a row twice.
Right. It was heartbreaking back then, but I've embraced it now. I lost 3 title games last year alone.
Three
So
title
it's
games
about,
last year?
yeah.
Really?
So it's embraced after last season. It
So
is what
it's
it is.
like really like eight title losses.
Yeah.
0 for 8. 0 for 8.
Yeah. So
Oh man. That's tough
yeah,
sledding.
it is. You get used to it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you've been competitive and you seem to always like be there at the end. It's like, what the hell?
I haven't had very many dominating seasons. I had maybe 2 years while I was 2 years in the top 2 in scoring, maybe. Everything else is kind of like nice and steady, you know, nice and steady. 140, 135, 145. Nothing real
See,
high, nothing real low
nothing wrong with that.
until this season.
Little bit less than, yeah.
Off the ball. As you can see, I'm obviously so confident that I'm going to beat Meat that I didn't even need to play a running back this week. So
Yeah.
playing DeAndre Swift with a concussion, so that's always nice. Yeah, who needs
Yeah.
it?
When you're going up against meat, why on earth would you not have the latest information to make that decision?
Well, it's almost like there's really no point. Puts up 180, 190s every week. The dude's on fire. And then this week, you look at his team. He almost seems so confident that he doesn't have to put a single starter in his roster this week. He's got reserves up the wazoo. He's so confident. So that'll be fun to watch.
So he's like, he
He,
don't even care. He don't
yeah,
even care.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But you played DeAndre knowing what you should have been knowing is that he was out. He was inactive.
Yeah, yeah. I like to see that he was in my lineup, fidgeting around the lineup constantly, the day before. And then you look at it like, God, he might play. He practiced a little bit this week.
Could
Just
play.
put him in. Let's just put him in just in case.
Oh, Jesus.
Thought the game started at noon. There we go. DeAndre Swift starting. So
You may
that is
win
what
it.
it is.
You may win it without it because of your other performer.
Well, yeah, if you take a look here, I got quite a stout wide receiving core going on here when they're healthy. What with Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, got Calvin Ridley, and looks like I'm starting Devontae Parker this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bench is a little less than stellar, but I could throw Curtis Samuel in there. He's getting kind of hot. So wide receivers have always been my strong point. Running backs, as you can also see, DeAndre Swift is my number one. He's out. Darrell Henderson basically out. being replaced. Gaskin, IR.
IR.
Ingram, they're moving on from Ingram.
Ingram done.
Been
Wow.
rough, been rough
You
at
have
RB.
nothing. Yeah, you have nothing.
Funny, six weeks ago, I was talking about how my running back stable had so much promise. And I
Yeah.
was so hyped about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm completely depleted. So
Yeah.
funny how it changes that quick.
What with Henderson, yeah, and his that whole mess.
Josh Kelly, he's
Yeah. Well, that's a whole mess.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, you have Josh Kelly. Yeah, that's also a mess. But
yeah.
yeah, you've got a good stable. I mean, but
The pieces are there. The pieces are, they're there.
yeah, if you got Swift and Gaskin in there and whatnot, and that's usually good for a few.
I only need one. I need one to play. That's about it.
I know, because you're sitting there with Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, and Calvin Ridley. That's probably the stoutest stable in the league
When they're healthy.
when they're healthy.
Yeah.
When they're healthy,
I don't
which
even want to get started on the whole quarterback issue. I probably won't even get into that. But I might be taking 5 or 4, looks like, rookie quarterbacks next draft just to make sure that I have one at least.
4 rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, got to go. Like I said earlier, you have to commit. You got to commit to it.
Yeah, you've got 6 now, I think, right? And 1 starts, or how does that work?
Well, it's have to rock Kirk Cousins, because of the whole Teddy deal with his knees and everything. I got 5 QBs. Kyle Allen broke his ankle in half. Teddy torn knees. Jacob Eason, nowhere near starting, and Marcus Mariota is inactive, healthy scratch every week.
Yeah, here's the sound coming out of your quarterback bench.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I can't dispute that.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got Kirk Cousins, so
He's
you got that going for you.
Kirk the Clown.
Why don't you get into your rookies here as I pull up my injury updates?
My rookies, huh? All right. Well, like I said earlier, I was pretty hyped about it. About 6, 8 weeks ago with the DeAndre Swift, who I took in the auction. And I bid on a lot of rookie running backs this past auction. I normally don't do that, but I needed a guy, so I put a little more than usual. I think I got him for like 56, something like that. And I like the dude. The dude, he seemed solid. But then I got Josh Kelly, who seemed like he had promise early on. I'm pretty negative about that lately. And I was just looking at my rookie. I was looking at the whole draft that we had just a couple of days ago, and the other guys that I drafted were complete no-name nobodies. Thaddeus Moss, I think I took in the last round. At Denver, who's that Denver wideout? 7th round pick. Not
KJ Hamler?
No, like he was the 3rd wideout they took in the draft. 3rd or 4th, whatever it was. He got hurt, so done. So really, my only 2 picks that were worth anything were Swift from the auction and Kelly in the I think it was the first round of the Snake. But I did go on and sign a couple of guys. So, Blankenship. I got to brag about the Blankenship signing.
Blankenship, the kicker, yeah.
Kicker. Got to have a solid kicker, right?
Yeah, the kicker is the most important position in the league. I've been trying to get rid of kickers for years.
Yeah. It's funny though, looking at those rankings and stuff for the My Fantasy League actually has the rookie rankings by points and stuff like that. And if you look at the skill positions, it looked like Dylan had the top rookie pick this year. Chubb did, and it was a undrafted free agent in the NFL. And what did you get him in the last? He was Mr. Irrelevant in our draft. You got James Robinson, and that is the number one scoring non-quarterback in the league for rookies. You
No
know,
kidding.
Mr. Irrelevant turns out to be the top dog in the rookie class this season.
Well, I plan on going over that as well.
I'm skipping. But yeah, my rookies, if you take a look at that on those rankings, Jeff Kelly, for whatever reason, must not be a lot of rookie output, but he's sitting at like
No.
12th in scoring for rookies this year, which is okay.
For running backs?
No, everybody but QBs. Like skill positions. And then Swifty, I believe, was number 5. So, and he's missed a couple of weeks, so there's some promise with my team, just not.
Okay. Actually, Antonio Gibson is the number 1 non-quarterback.
Right. This was before yesterday. I was looking at it. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, because he played. Oh God, yeah, he put up 41 yesterday.
His explosion probably vaulted him ahead.
Yeah, that's why. But yeah, Robinson, he's got. Robinson really will be the number 1 non-scoring rookie so far. Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, he has Gibson as well. So I mean, he had a very solid rookie class.
Yeah, he's got Gibson and Robinson and Gibson are number 1 and 2 running backs in the rookie class.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but they're scoring among other leaders. Let's just run through the top rookies here. Top rookie, we got Justin Herbert, who is really, he's averaging over 30 points a week. Mm-hmm. And so that dude can ball. I think he's putting up numbers that have never been seen in NFL history with some of the things he's doing. So he's number 1. Joe Burrow was actually, averaging about 23, something like that before he got hurt. But then you got Antonio Gibson at 3, got James Robinson at 4, Justin Jefferson at 5, consequently the number 1 rookie wide receiver over Chase Claypool.
Yeah, he's had some really big weeks.
And CeeDee Lamb. So Justin Jefferson's averaging just shy of 18 points a game. So, but then you've got T. Higgins at 9, really putting up quite a show.
Mm-hmm.
Then DeAndre Swift at 10, and of course he missed that week, so he would have been probably in the top 10 or top 8.
Yeah. The QBs usually put a little more. So.
What's that?
QBs usually put up a little, more than the skill positions, it seems, in this league. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Edwards-Helaire comes in at the number 3 back, and then DeAndre Swift at 4, mm-hmm. with Jonathan Taylor, who I think is going to be every bit as good as DeAndre Swift. I think.
Oh yeah, he's starting to come on now. It looks like they're starting to feed him the ball a little more lately.
If they, Jonathan Taylor, watch Jonathan Taylor. He will be a dominating running back. Believe me.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Brandon Ayuk at 12, Jerry Jeudy at 13, which would be probably the number 5 or something, 6 wideout. And then Dobbins and, of course, Tyler Bass and Blankenship at 15 and 16.
Tied. The rookie kickers are tied exactly.
Yep. 94 points.
I think they're fourth before Thursday, of course. I don't know if they got passed or not, but I think they were tied for 4th for the kicking category. Again, we're getting into kickers. Not really that important.
Tied for 4th.
Yeah.
Tyler Bass is, I see, in number 4. Well, nonetheless, Yeah, you've got some other rookies shaking out there, throwing in between 7 and 9 points a game, but
Just
you know,
curious, where is Kelly now in relation to everybody else? He probably fell quite a few spots.
Joshua Kelly,
Yeah.
uh, he's down at number 19.
So he did slip a little
So
bit.
yeah, he's only averaging, look at the last 4 games, two and a half, 2, 11, 4, 10, 5, 4, 5,
Yeah.
14, 12. You're getting about 7 points a game out of him right now.
Not exactly somebody you can trust in your lineup.
Not right now.
No.
Not right now. That has to clear itself up.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go over just quickly here the wide receivers and see who's who here.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams. What we can do is I'm gonna go ahead and share this with folks so they can see that. So here you've got Devontae Adams leading the pack. See that?
Technical difficulty here.
You see me sharing the screen there? You can't see
Oh
the.
yeah. Yep, it's up. We got her.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Old laptop probably.
Yeah, right.
So we got Devontae Adams and essentially Keenan Allen and Tyreek Hill really battling it out for the top three. And what's the name that surprises me on that list right there is look at who's number 4.
Will Fuller.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I tried to get him. I
Yeah.
tried to
I like
get
that
him.
guy.
I wanted to go after him a year ago.
Mm-hmm. I like that guy. When he's healthy, he's an absolute monster. Puts up
Well,
huge weeks.
look, he's just about. Well, he's basically tied for third
Yeah.
or second.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for second in the league.
Yeah. What was it? Was it last year or 2 years ago when he had that streak where he had like 7 touchdowns or something like that in like 3 games, 4 games?
I know.
Touchdowns like over 100 yards.
I know. I know.
The
I
dude.
absolutely love the guy.
Mhm. Monte Adams, oh my God, he's putting up some major numbers lately.
Well, and then let's take a look here and try to find Julio Jones there.
Can I just make a quick side note real quick?
Yeah.
Kelvin Ridley was number one, say, what, 3, 4 weeks ago, before he started getting banged up and whatnot. And he was way up there. D Hop was number 2. But for a while, I was riding that number 1 and 2 combo, and then was hoping to get Michael Thomas back. As soon as Michael Thomas gets back, kind of back in the flow of things, both of those guys started to drop. And Michael Thomas finally had his, like I guess you could call it a bounce back week. But if these 3 dudes can just carry me to that silver medal, then that will be a successful season.
uh, yeah. Carry it to the silver medal.
Yeah.
I tell
Okay.
you
So you
what.
were no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You were gonna get into looking for Julio here.
Julio is way down here. He's the number 9. He's like number 26 receiver.
Jeez.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that and another interesting one is Mike Evans at 19. I mean, was he have 1 20-point game this season?
Yeah, not necessarily a fan. I'd say as a number 3, maybe.
Brady doesn't get him the ball very often, or as often it seems.
He'd be a 3 on my roster.
Mm-hmm.
Look at here. Juju Smith-Schuster at 25. Deontay Johnson is at 30. but he missed 2.5 games.
Yeah.
So he's averaging 15 a game. So that would have put him up with DJ Moore,
They're
Mike
his last
Evans,
three though.
Cooper Cup in that area. Huh?
Or his last 4 out of 5. Look at Deontay Johnson's last 4 out of 5 games.
No, I know that. I know that. I know that. And he's also got a 24-pointer over here.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what's most important is when they get hot down the stretch here like this.
exactly. And you got Mari Cooper and Deontay Johnson
Mm-hmm.
getting hot along with Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. So that's not a bad foursome of horsemen either in there.
You're trying to, yeah. You know what you know, Curtis Samuel being at number 27, I think, is a huge improvement from where he's been the last several years.
Oh yeah.
And he's right
Heck
behind
yeah.
Julio. He's 3 points behind Julio Jones. Can you believe that? That is that's crazy to me. I pretty much had started to give up hope on the guy. You're
Well,
gonna start looking at trading him for nothing.
Julio missed like at least 2 games there. Two
That's
games.
true.
And Samuel, I think Samuel missed one too, though.
He missed one, and then he's got a bye coming up. So yeah, he's going to be a little bit behind Julio. Still,
Yeah.
improvement from past seasons.
Pretty much. He's like right there with Juju Smith-Schuster, for crying out loud. It's no difference.
You offloaded him.
No difference at all. I'd rather have Curtis Samuel right now than freaking Juju.
Really?
Huh?
Really?
Oh, hell yes. Curtis Samuel, look at him. 22, 4, 31, 22, 18. Are you kidding me?
Really just lately.
Look at Juju. 6, 23, 22, 14, 18, 2, 7.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel looks like he's got a really safe floor. My God, he's performing at wide receiver two, solid wide receiver two numbers right now.
It all depends on Teddy, I suppose, or Philip Walker. Looked like Philip Walker actually seemed pretty competent when he came in there. Targeted DJ Moore quite often, and Curtis Samuel. I mean, they both had good games.
Isn't it PJ Walker?
It might be PJ.
Or is it Philip Walker?
I'm not exactly certain.
We'll have to get the crack staff on that, but
yeah.
Then we're going to go over here and dive right into running backs because I want to show you
how far down the list mine are.
Meat Curtains is benching the number 1 running back in fantasy this week.
Like I said, he has to rest his starters getting ready for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
All right, look at this now. Dalvin Cook is behind Kamara by 2 points, but he's averaging 30 points a flipping game.
Yeah, huge. Huge.
Okay.
I mean, he missed that.
Yeah, he missed a week. Yeah, he's clear. Yeah, he's at 300. He's clearly in the lead in the end for the fantasy.
Yeah. Look at that average. It's 30, or Delvin at 30, Kamara at 27, Derrick Henry 21.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones 21, and then everybody else seems to be in the teens.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook is double every other running back.
Yeah. That's not common, I feel like, where
that's why he is, maybe he is better than maybe he is the best back in the league. I don't know.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry said he's the best back in the league.
Yeah, but he gets hot late. Watch him put up 3 straight 30s and then completely shake things up here.
But look at Antonio Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
He's number 4, and Robinson is 5.
Yeah.
Both 2 rookies in the top 5 of all. I mean, ahead of Zeke Elliott, ahead of Aaron Jones, ahead of Ronald Jones, any of these guys, Josh Jacobs, any of these guys.
and they're both owned by Chubb.
They're
That's a
both.
good. I mean, I'm a little bit jealous. You know, my rookie running back stable. You know, I got two as well, Swifty and Kelly. They're nowhere near James Robinson and Antonio Gibson. He had some serious foresight, you know, picking these two. I mean, obviously James Robinson was Mr. Irrelevant, but geez, nice.
Well, I actually I looked at both of those really quite seriously, but
Yeah,
I didn't look at James as seriously as he did. But I looked. I knew Antonio. His ceiling was greater than most other players in the draft, and
yeah.
that you know
I
his
think you need to
floor
use him more.
was a little lower, but his ceiling was way great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they know what the name of the game is there in Washington.
Yeah, yeah. He finally had a huge game. I think you know this whole season they should have been using him more in the passing game, but looks like they got it figured out last week. He had 5 catches. You know, he ran all over the place.
Yeah, they got the ball to him in space, and so it's going to mean that he's going to have more opportunities to. Dude, he's a big guy. He can run. He's fast. Okay, and he can grab the ball out of the air. You got a guy that's that big. What's he going to do against a linebacker or a safety? You know, he's going to out jump him. He's going to out athleticize him. He's very athletic. His athletic metrics are off the charts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And that's why I love the guy. I think he got him in the third round.
really. That's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Or
Good
was it
value.
second? No, it was second. And I told him I took LaVisca Chenault
Mm-hmm.
because I originally drafted A.J. Dillon in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
You got Dylan?
I drafted A.J. Dillon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mort drafted LaVisca Chenault. And then I offered him a trade, and I said, I want LaVisca. I said, that's the pick I wanted. And he goes, okay, I'll take Dillon. And so LaVisca was the one I wanted because his ceiling is super high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks solid too.
Super high. I mean, he's had a couple of hamstrings. Right now, he's got dealing with a hammy.
Yeah,
So,
that's the perfect hammy.
um,
So many hammies this season.
and then you got isn't there a running back in Baltimore dealing with a knee, or are they both COVID related?
My Ingram had COVID. I'm not sure about the other guy, but wait, no,
Dobbins
Dobbin,
and Dobbins and
they're both out.
Ingram have COVID
Yeah, it's Gus Edwards.
because they were falling back behind the locker room,
Oh
and
yeah.
they got a little too close for contact. A little bit too much brotherly love.
Yeah.
So anyway, what should we go over now? Should we go over basically who's in, who's out here?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, let's take a look. Well, for now, we know John Brown is out, Cobb, Julio, of course, and Dobbins. Dobbins is out, Ingram with COVID, and Adam Thielen is on the COVID.
Yeah.
So Juju's got a toe, but it doesn't say that he's not going to play. And Galladay um, is listed as well, I believe, with that hip. But
That game already happened, so I think Skull. You were saying Skull started him here, so he played a lion that was out as well.
wow,
It's always attractive, huh?
yeah, you can't be starting guys that are
No,
not
his team's
active.
coming
I
alive
mean,
too. You know,
there's
he's got a legit.
no excuse for that. Everybody piles on the guy. God, he started so and so, and he's not even active. And then you do it yourself. You can't be starting guys that are not active.
See, that's karma.
Yeah. You just got to get better Wi-Fi or something on your phone so you can get that late breaking news. But let's go into this segment. Um, this is the one, time to panic. Time to panic segment. Is it time to panic on Kamara? What are your thoughts on that with Breeze out?
Time to panic on Kamara. No, I would say not time to panic. It was one game with Taysom Hill, and I mean the offense looked fine. They won the game. You know, it went a lot more smoothly than I thought it was going to be, and they're going to get him the ball. He's not just going to. I mean, he had 0 catches last week, right? Pretty sure he
I
had 0
believe
catches,
so.
41 yards or something like that.
Kamara had 0
Yeah,
catches.
0 catches, but he had 41 rushing yards.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
disappointing, you know, his standards anyway. But yeah, I would say no. 1 week isn't enough.
1 week isn't enough. However, um, Breeze, not 3 or 4, but 11 fractured ribs. Any one of us would have been like crying like babies. And he's standing on the sideline with his helmet on, with a collapsed lung.
He's
And
ready
they
to go.
say 2 weeks.
I don't know how you can come back from 11 cracked ribs in 2 weeks, but
11 fractured ribs. I mean, isn't that most all of them then?
yeah,
I mean, don't you only have like 12?
I think it's more than 12.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, it's a very large amount of your midsection that is cracked. So I would say
yeah,
that,
and that's basically your foundation.
yeah,
So you don't want to have some lineman land on you again in 2 weeks. That
I
I can
can't imagine.
guarantee you, because that could be dangerous,
Yeah,
because it could collapse. He could have a major injury if he's going in there, you know. And
I think
again, it could be there could be some very minor fractures in there as well, right? That doesn't say how many. I mean, because it came out right away that there was, 2 or 3 on one side and 2 on the other. But now, as time goes on, more ribs are becoming fractured. So it seems like they're maybe upon doing more tests that they,
better they're beating them up after practice.
I don't know, but even if you stuffed your ribs full of that, whatever it is, there's still no way. I don't think that he could play. I mean, broken ribs are, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, because I've had, badly bruised ribs and cartilage and all that.
Yeah,
And you can't, dude, you can't operate. You can't breathe. You can't lay. You can't. Can
you
you
got to be on
imagine?
something pretty good to be able to play football with that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't see. If Breeze is playing in 2 weeks, then he's probably the toughest man that I've ever seen.
I don't think he will play in 2 weeks if they keep winning like that. You know, if they keep winning, I don't see a reason why they would even bring him back.
If Taysom Hill keeps playing like this, like the white Mahomes, hey, I'll be happy, man. This is what I picked him up for $1.
I was on the
Way
hate train for a while.
way in the beginning, I said, wait a minute, what's going on there? I picked him up, I think, even before. Uh, well, then I had Winston. Of course, he automatically got traded to the Saints. So
Right, right.
But I
Yeah.
think Taysom is definitely a better choice than the other guy there.
Yeah. The only thing I care about is do they throw it to Michael Thomas? They throw it to him 4 times a game, or they throw it to him 15 times a game. Brees throws it to him 4, Taysom 15. So I like Taysom Hill. That's my take. That's my take on it.
Over Jameis Winston?
Over Winston, over Brees. Give Michael Thomas the ball. I hate the Saints, so Michael Thomas is my only concern there myself.
Gets Michael
So
Thomas the ball, but Breeze, he set a record last year for receptions.
yeah, this year, I mean, obviously Michael Thomas didn't play for quite a while. But when he came back, it didn't seem like Brees doesn't look like the same guy. First of all, that he did last year. His whole career prior to this.
Really? You can tell, huh?
To me, he looks a little aged. Looks like he's beginning that. I don't know. Again, he could come back and throw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns, but they don't. His passes don't look as crisp to me anymore as they had been.
Really? That's
I don't
intuitiveness.
know.
That's
Just my
intuitiveness.
opinion on the matter, but yeah.
Well, I don't have the actual latest injury report in front of me. There we go. Here we are right here.
Are you screaming? Are you hopping around?
Yeah, let's go through kind of the notable injuries here. Now, it says here per CBS Sports, there's several notable injuries to keep an eye on heading to this weekend's games. Now, Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, with that, he's got a really bad shoulder, and he's hoping to get up back on the field. He missed the last 2 games, so I guess does that have any bearing on anybody? Panthers quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, he's expected
Oh,
back to face his former team after missing last Sunday's game with a knee.
hey, don't go too far here. We still have to talk about Darnold coming back. Hey, just a real quick note on that. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I picked up a guy by the name of Vincent Smith.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, Vincent Smith. I'm calling it. He's going to be the next random wide receiver who ends up getting 4 catches for 48 yards every week.
That sounds pretty sexy.
All right.
He's a sexy pick, huh?
He's an absolute flyer, but he seems like a decent. Yeah, I mean, he seems like an all right player. And last year, he kind of came on a little bit. I think he had 3 straight 17-point games or something like that to close the season,
Yeah.
I believe, unless I'm thinking of Greg Ward.
So you think he'll what? His value will be up or something?
I don't know. I picked him up way early when he came off of IR. So I guess Darnold coming back, who knows? Maybe he gets a couple of passes thrown his way. Anyway,
Well, that could be. I mean, if you're starting Vincent Smith, though, really, I mean, come on, seriously.
he's like number 8. So
He's good development fodder, but
development fodder, exactly.
yeah, Bridgewater's going to come back. So I don't know. I think Bridgewater's a start versus the Vikings there because Andy Dalton put up a decent game against him. It wasn't stellar, but
It looked stellar as a Vikings fan. Watching him drive down the field
oh
meticulously
yeah, it looks stellar.
in the
Yeah,
game.
indeed.
But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, per normal standards. But Nick Foles looks like might not be as fortunate because the Bears starting quarterback missed Wednesday's practice with a hip injury. So with Foles out, it looks like Trubisky took all the offensive reps, and the former first rounder may start his first game since week 3. Okay, the Bears are going to face off against the Packers on Sunday night. So ramifications for a lot of players there. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. You've got Allen Robinson. And so, yeah, quite a bit of, I don't know how that's going to work with Trubisky out or in. I don't think it's
It'll
going to
be
look any
interesting.
different. Hmm?
I think it'll be interesting seeing how he comes back into the starting role. You know, I don't expect him to be stellar, but you never know. Maybe he just needed a break. You know, come back and watch Foles do his thing for a while. I don't know. Never been too high on the guy myself, but I don't know. I mean, he could perform.
Yeah, indeed. The Cardinals, last week, Kyler Murray got a shoulder dinger there. So it looks like he'll start and was a full participant on Friday. So DeAndre Hopkins' illness was not given. He's sick, but they're not knowing what's going on there. However, Fitzgerald is on the COVID-19 list. So uh,
Really.
Hopkins is ill, but yet was not on the designation. I don't know what's going on
Mm,
there, but
he
uh,
he'll play. He's playing.
it looks like McCaffrey is actually questionable with the shoulder. I don't have. It seems like they've been pretty mum. Um,
Mama McCaffrey.
they've been pretty mum on the word of the day, but let's see here. Okay, pessimistic on McCaffrey. No, no, it doesn't look good. It looks like we've got Chark, Chris Conley, Gardner Minshew with the right shum, all questionable. Looks
Yeah.
like we got here Kellen Balaj. He's got a knee or ankle calf. John Brown is out. Uh, and it says here with Ingram heading to the injured reserve on Friday. Oh, that's Melvin Ingram.
Melvin.
Yeah, Todd Gurley out, believe it or not. Late breaking news.
Really.
Late breaking news. Late breaking news.
Who, who's starting in his place then?
He's out. He's got a
Wow.
knee. Yeah, he's got a knee.
Who's taking his place?
Well, I would probably say a combination of Ito Smith and who else do they have in that city?
Um, God, I should know that.
Yeah,
Considering
it's
I have so many Falcons on my team.
well, and again, Julio Jones. I don't know. He tried to go last time, ended up tweaking it again, and had to limp out of the game. All right, Brian Hill and
Yeah,
Ito
yeah,
Smith
right.
will share. The biggest question on the docket is whether Jones plays because his status is in doubt. He was limited Wednesday. Atlanta canceled practice Thursday to COVID. Okay. Calvin Ridley was not given an injury designation for his foot. So,
Which is fantastic news.
yeah. So it looks like for the Dolphins, late breaking news Salvon Ahmed is out with a shoulder.
Really.
Yes. So, Salvon Ahmed owners who wanted to start him will not be allowed to because he will indeed be out.
They can't find the guy. If you take a look here at this recent breaking news, Gaskin can be activated off of the. I think he was activated off the IR, right? Well, anyway, he can be put onto the active roster at any point in the next 21 days before he has to be officially put back on. But I guess he started coming back and practiced, in a limited fashion. So
Oh,
perhaps he comes
sure.
back and takes his job back. I don't know. Balaj did look pretty good though when he was in there.
Oh yeah, Balaj did look pretty good. But I think he's got an injury designation as well.
Yeah,
But Tua's
I
got a
think
thumb, but they're said they're gonna watch it. He's questionable with a thumb injury, so they're gonna watch practice film before determining if Fitzmagic plays because he played the final two series last Sunday and that lost to Denver. So
I
he
hope to God Fitzmagic plays.
threw three
That was,
touchdowns and two interceptions. The Dolphins' week 6 win over the Jets. So,
yeah.
um,
So for Devontae Parker owners, that is if Fitzpatrick plays, that's when Parker is dominant. If Tua plays, that's when he's mediocre. If Fitzpatrick's playing, then Devontae Parker is, his
yeah,
value is enormous.
yeah, yeah,
When he's playing with Tua.
yeah. I think that's probably a fair statement. Bernard concussion questionable, so you'll have to watch that news because indeed, with Mixon on the IR, you're going to want to watch those Giovanni Bernard owners are going to want to watch that status very closely. And we got here Deontay Harris. Okay, Jerry Jeudy is questionable with an ankle/Achilles injury. So, wait a minute. Running back Elvin Kamara and wide receiver Michael Thomas ankle were limited all week, but we're not given an injury designation, so they'll play. There's no problem there. Tevin Coleman knee.
Tevin who?
Tevin Coleman knee.
Yeah, I've had that guy for 5 years, and I finally cut him this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always had so much promise, it seemed, and then whenever he got the opportunity, completely squandered it.
Yeah.
Or
So
gets injured.
he's got a knee issue there. So wait a minute. Brandon Ayuk breaking news. He won't play because Brandon Ayuk's on the COVID-19 list. So it'll be Kendrick Bourne and Richie James. Yeah, that's right. Kendrick Bourne owners. I think Dylan picked him up. I said, I know I had him before. I know talent.
Nope, that was me actually. Got
Oh.
Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be really startable, but he's a good asset to have.
Yeah. Complications.
Yeah, I had to plug in the laptop here. Now let's go over the tight ends. What's up with your tight ends? What's going down in that stable? I mean, this is kind of a whole segment of news nobody cares about, but
Yeah, exactly.
let's talk about your tight ends and what's going on with that stable of outlaws.
Well, I've been having to ride Hayden Hurst the entire season, which actually hasn't been that bad, compared to the rest of the league. I think what was he, 7th before he put up that donut last week?
Yeah.
It's actually been fairly consistent minus the first. So starting week 6, he hasn't had under 10, and then week 11 he puts up donut. So he's been all right. He's been very serviceable. But I had Jarwin, okay, and Jarwin, as we all saw, his knee got torn up and whatnot in week 1, so he's out. I had Josh Oliver, drafted him 2 years ago. Thought he was going to be a stud. He's been on IR for 2 years. And so I went and picked up Jordan Akins. Pretty weak, pretty big depth. I only have 2 active, Hayden Hurst, Jordan Akins. So
you got 2 tight ends on IR.
Yeah.
Josh Oliver, you're holding on to in Jacksonville, huh? Who's in Jacksonville now? I don't even remember. Anyway,
no worth playing. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Tight ends have been hard to come by.
Basically, you have 3/4 of a tight end.
Yeah. About.
3/4 of a tight end. But actually, Hayden Hurst has outscored Hunter Henry. No,
Mhm.
he's
I
up.
mean, I mean,
He's in there with Rob Gronkowski,
yeah, he was
and
top seven before he, donut, obviously.
he's right in there with. He's number. What is he here? Hayden Hurst. He's just 10 points behind Robert Tunyon who's 5. So
Yeah, like I said, he's been very serviceable. No games in the 20s. You know, 4 games under 10, and then donut. I have to keep mentioning that because, geez, how do you get 0?
okay, yeah, tight ends is a tough subject to talk about because nobody really wants to talk about them, and B, you either have 2 or you have 6
Yep,
because there's a lot of owners who have 6 tight ends. So
stockpiling.
um, well, we're going to do a couple quick segments before we, otherwise, then we're going to have to wrap it up here. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, we're going to do another segment here. We're going to call the hamstring segment. So we're going to go over all of the hammies, and really we've got 3 on the list here. We've got Eckler, of course. We've got Julio, and we also have, I believe, Thomas. I don't know what the word is out there, but Eckler was seen doing squats. Now this man can do untold number of squats for, 600-800 pounds. The guy has got lower body strength to no end. I studied the kid before I snatched him from that other franchise in a trade because I knew this kid was going to be a stud. So, but
Mhm.
he's looks like he's going to be back week probably not week 12 here. I'm hoping week 12, but week 13. So it'll be for you Eckler owners a week out from today or from Sunday's games there. So, and then what do you think about Julio? What it's kind of got to be concerning.
I mean, is he listed as out? I haven't seen the latest on him.
No, he's listed as questionable, but he was limited in practice. So he's not really practicing because if he runs down the field on a fly and jumps up in the air, he's going to damage the hamstring again.
I mean, didn't he do this last year and the year prior? It seems like he always kind of has something. Hammies usually, linger and they don't go away and they're questionable for 5-6 weeks or they're out. I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, if they're not going to be, if they're not coming out and saying too much about it, then he's probably going to end up playing. But and you can't not play him if he's active, you play him. He's that kind of guy, no matter what he's got.
If he's active, yeah. If they run him in pregame and say, okay, if you think you can go without tearing it up.
Unless he, comes out there and first quarter strains it again or pulls it, whatever's going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the risk you run, but you can't bench the guy.
Can't bench Julio. I don't know how he's down at number 26 on the list of receivers right now, but
No,
that blows my mind right now.
I was just looking at his numbers here.
How could it be he's number 26 on the list?
Well, he looks like missed 2 games already. So yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, no wonder.
Missed 2 games. He had 6 last week, so a couple poor performances, and then you miss a couple. Other than that, he's right where he normally is.
Yeah.
Minus those 4, of course.
I think we should move along here and take a look at the playoff races as it goes because It looks right now like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 teams that have over a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
6 teams that have over a winning record, and 6 teams that are below a winning record.
But
But
they're a couple of them are right there too. Like Skull.
if
He
yeah, if Skull wins that game, he's 6-5.
yeah no he'll be 6-6 and he'll be third in our division. But he's in Meat's division, as am I. There's no reason I should be 7-4 with the points I'm scoring.
Yeah, but he could
Luck of
get
the
that
draw.
wild card.
Yeah, he could still sneak in with that wild card. He's 2 games back. He's got me in points and head to head. So he actually, if I lose 2 and he wins out, then he leapfrogs me in the standings. And looks like who else is there? Oh, CC Fall guy. His team's actually coming alive too. He's won a couple in a row now.
Yeah, Fall Guy. We know he's a faithful listener, so we know he's tuning into this. So yeah, Fall Guy has been. Like I said, I nicknamed him the Grappler, and that's what he's doing. He grapples each week. He grapples and grapples, and right now he's tied with Laces Out, for God's sakes. Who saw that
Yeah,
coming a month and a half ago?
yeah. God, what he
Who
dropped?
saw that 6 weeks ago?
Laces drops 3 games just like that. They're tied for the lead.
I
So
know,
that
but
division's gonna be
2 of the
intense.
last 3 weeks, he said he was the highest scorer, even though he's in the top 2 scorers and he loses.
Yeah, like I said, luck of the draw. I'm right down there. Me and Purple have the second worst and third worst uh, points, in the league, and he's 7-4. I'm 7-4. He's leading your division, due to the head-to-head, and he's actually 3-0 in your guys' division as well. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
just gonna have to hope he loses or something, and then
it looks here if you're below 500, okay, let's say that you're 5-6, like Skull is. But if you're 4-7, boy, I tell you what, um,
everything has to work out just right.
everything would have to work out exactly just right. But can't you pretty much kiss your playoff hopes goodbye on that?
I don't. You can never give up, I guess, but yeah, I don't know if I'd have too much hope.
Gosh, I just can't believe it. He's 0-3 in the division, but he's got a competitive squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a competitive squad. So I mean, look where he ranks he's probably like 8th.
He's right there. I mean, he's in the pack of he's in the middle of the pack with scoring because I think it's Meat way ahead of everybody, and then Laces is up there, of course, and then you.
Well,
So
he's
you
only
got
100 and he's only 110 above me.
yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm 1,600 now, and I'm the only other guy that's wielding such a claim here. So
I think Chubb has actually been. Well, he's not quite the 1,500 yet, but he's right there. Like I said, there's a big pack. It's like 6 teams with very
yeah,
comparable, points forced.
yeah, yeah. Purple, I think he's pretty much been a paper lion there sitting there 3-0 in the division, and he's I think second worst in scoring.
No, he passed me last week. I think he's now third worst.
No, I
So
don't. I don't think so. He's got 1354.
what are we at? Oh, went over me. Yeah, yeah, he's up by 17 now, actually.
1354.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like fourth worst. So he's moving up, but we pretty much gonna have to
Excellent.
stop saying it when he gets to be 5th worst. Just say that he's moving up and competing. But
Hey, the record is always legitimate. regardless of the points forced.
Yeah, I just wish they showed points allowed like
Yeah.
the other league. But is there anything else we need to cover before we wrap up the show? And because we're going to have to go ahead and skedaddle pretty quickly here. So
I think something that I was kind of curious about is your predictions on the playoff race and who's going to end up, in that final little
oh my God.
playoff bracket there.
Well, I would say I'm going to win the division. Okay, I'm
Right,
not afraid of that
not
happening.
biased,
Huh?
non-biased opinion.
Yeah, I don't see me losing the division here in the last 2 games. I just do not see purple. I don't see me going 1-2.
Mm.
And so I'm going to win the division, likely at 9-4. So I'm going to be the number 2 seed. So I'll have a first round bye,
Mhm.
which I always love because then I come in and I shit the bed after scoring 190 on the bye.
Yep, as per tradition.
So as per tradition, I'm going to take an absolute shit and lay a right on the field there, right poking out of the back of the pants. It's like,
It is
yeah,
yearly too. It seems like you're always right there in points every year. First,
yep,
second scoring.
yep,
You get the bye, you put up under 100 in the
yep,
second.
yep. That's the story right there.
We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if that continues.
I can't believe that I'm not ranked number 2 though. They got Laces ranked number 2,
Power rank.
and he's got less scoring and of less of a record, yet he's ranked higher.
Bench
So
points.
it must be competition or something as well. But I was number I think when we finished the season last year, I was number 2. I was running number 2, 1 or 2. I think I was number
Yeah.
2, or I went 11-2.
And who'd you lose to
I
again in the
think
playoff?
I think I had the number 1 seed last year at 11-2.
Yeah. And who came in and
Dylan
knocked
had
you out?
11-2, so I had the bye. I
Who knocked you out of the playoffs last year?
think it was Crazy Horse.
No. I think it was me.
You knocked me out, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because me and you played to see who would go to the title, and Dylan ended up,
Oh,
winning on
Jesus.
that side of the bracket and took down the Titan.
Wow.
See,
I mean,
so
I was like pretty much favored going to run this table, me and Meat Curtains.
yeah, you should have annihilated me that week.
Meat Curtains should never have lost to Dylan.
Yeah, but Dylan had Lamar last year. That was a
Yeah, but they were dominating. Meat Curtains was dominant every week,
yeah.
just like this week. And then he lost. He lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's all
So
about getting hot late.
anyway, we've covered a lot of information here. I don't know that we have anything else on the docket here. I wanted to make sure once again we had covered the tight ends, so we did that. I mean, we really don't have time to go into prognostications right now as far as matchups, I don't think. So,
That'll have to be another time.
yeah, I think that might have to be another time. So,
Thanks for having me on. It's been a
yeah,
pleasure. I finally
yeah,
get through this thing.
yeah, you finally get on here, you're competing, and looks like once again you might be, who knows, one of the freaking dark horses again to come up and sneaking in on the side door, no admission, just freaking under the cover of darkness.
Yeah.
Well, hang on for a minute, but once again, let's wrap up another edition of the Smashdale Fantasy Football Show. We gotta skedaddle and get out of here, folks. So for another edition, John, thanks for coming. We'll see you folks on the flip side.
Thanks for having me.
Bye now.